My name's Ryan Hartley, North Georgia realtor and fly fishing guide. I'm about to get out there, do some Euro Nymphing with the 2-fly rig. I've got a couple hours to fish. I'm gonna try to catch as many as I possibly can. There we go. Little guy. Is that a wild brown? It may very well be, because I'm not hooking a lot of stalkers. Let's see. Oh, wow. Very, very cool. First fish of the day, little wild brown trout. Little wild brown. Good to see him in here. And hopefully I catch him again when he's a giant. We're coming off the tail end of a release from the dam. So the water's a bit stained right now and there's a little bit of wind, which can make Euro Nymphing a little tricky. We're just gonna put on a heavy anchor fly as our bottom fly and see if that doesn't help us with some better drifts. I'm just methodically working my way across, seeing if there's any fish to pick up through here before I walk right through it. There we go. There we go. I was wondering when I'd encounter my next fish. Hooked up to a decent rainbow. Not a bad rainbow at all. Nice fish. First rainbow trout of the day. Pretty good one. There he goes. There's a rock right here underwater, and there's kind of a little depression right above it that I can tell is deeper based on the darker green color. And sure enough, that rainbow is sitting right in there. Made a few drifts and he ate my stonefly. The water's a bit higher right now, so it's taking a little bit more of a lead upstream on my casts than I would normally need to do to get my flies down in these runs. And as long as I'm bouncing the bottom, I know I'm pretty much doing everything I can to get the flies in front of the fish's face. There we go. Just saw my line stop really briefly. Set the hook and he was on. And I can't tell if this is a rainbow or a brown. Looks like he's probably going to be a rainbow. That's quite all right with me. Fish number 3 ate my top fly. Nice rainbow, nice holdover. He fought pretty well. There he goes. There we go. Just a little quick twitch of my sighter, and that rainbow thumped my flies. This fish number 4, he is pretty much just barrel rolling right underneath me. Trying to get hung up in my fly line as best as he can. Oh, and he just came off. I cannot count that. I just raised up my rod tip at the wrong angle and he jumped, and that's one of the cons of using barbless hooks, but you know what? They're a lot easier on the fish and they're easier on your own self if you hook yourself, so I stick with the barbless. Usually it's not too much of a problem, but that kind of stinks. That would have officially been fish number 4. Oh wow, that didn't take long. Still griping about the previous fish number 4. Very next drift. Got my flies down proper, and here we are. He might even be a little bit bigger. At least he's seems to be fighting a little harder. We'll see if I can fight this stalker properly and get him to the net. You know, I try not to let these fish whip me too bad. And there we go. Nice rainbow. Ate my flies on the very next drift. I couldn't even finish my sentence as I was dwelling on missing the last fish, and this guy just thumped my flies one cast later. All right, so I just took a chance to check my flies in my Tippet line after catching a handful of fish and missing a few and bouncing bottom here for the past hour. Sure enough, it broke with just a minimal tug. That's why you always want to check your thin Tippet, especially if you're using 5X or lighter, after a few fish to make sure you don't break off on the hook set or while you're fighting the next one. Oh, that was suspicious. So I'm just casting upstream with a firm tuck cast, giving my flies a moment to sink in the current and anchor, giving them slack, and then I'll come tight with my drift after a moment and maintain contact throughout the rest of the drift. So like I just felt a little tick there. Could have been a fish, could have been a rock, you just never know. Hook sets are free, and if you are erring on the side of caution with your hook sets, you're gonna be missing a lot of fish. Oh, there we go. My sighter just straightened out, and I thought that I was on the bottom. Erring on the side of caution, I just came up with the hook set, and there was a fish on. And that was pretty much by pure luck. He's kind of dogging down right here in front of me. There we go. Fish number 5 got his head on the surface, and that will be official with the net job. This fish number 5 is a great example of a couple lessons. One of them being, if the water is deep enough where you're going upstream, make a few casts. I'm about to walk right through this section and I just pulled out my next fish. Also, if you just have a funny gut feeling, set the hook. These fish will have a very subtle take of your flies on many occasions. I'm just leading my flies upstream right here, giving them time to sink down and then following my drift with the tight line all the way through. And there he was. Just sitting right at the end of the drift. I didn't even feel that fish. I just noticed a very quick change in my sighter, and y'all, that is a double up. I have 2 fish on right now at the same time. This is absolute madness. We'll see if both of them stay on. This is super cool. 2 rainbows hit both nymphs at the same time, and that has not happened very often. Oh, and the bottom one broke off. I got rainbow number 6 to hand. Unfortunately, the fish that hit the bottom fly spit my hook. That was a double hook up there for a second, which is pretty crazy. That does not happen every day. That's fish number 6. There we go. Nice fish. Oh, and he's tangled up in the log. I'm gonna try to get here above him, keep this fish pinned, and hopefully my line is not stuck on the log. There we go. There we go. I got him out from the log. Nice rainbow. I saw a fish come up and rise over here, so I just worked my way over here, and sure enough, fish number 7, pretty darn good rainbow. Got me wrapped up in this log jam, made me come over here and untangle him. Good fish. Oh my gosh, and there's another fish just rose. There we go. Very quick strike. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a wild brown. He's going crazy. All right, just a little rainbow actually. I saw another fish rise. Oh my gosh, and he came off the hook. Well, I was hoping that was gonna be number 8. He was hooked up, but I was not able to get him to the net. There we go. hooked up. I think that's fish number 8. Seems like a decent little rainbow. I actually broke off my last rig, so I've just got a single stonefly on now. There we go, nice rainbow, and he's doing his best he can to splash me. There we go. That's number 9. Decent rainbow, putting on a few jumps for us. Okay, let's go. Nice fish. That is probably the biggest rainbow of the day. All right, and that's the biggest rainbow of the day. He's probably pushing about 13 inches or so, and he's pretty stocky. Off he goes. Well, I was hoping to finish with double digits, but as y'all saw, there were plenty of fish to be lost today. Probably should have finished with anywhere from 15 to 20, but I guess I'm a little bit dull on the hook set. I had a number of fish jump up and spit the flies, which kind of sucked, but that'll happen when you're fishing barbless. I appreciate y'all watching. My name is Ryan Hartley, North Georgia Realtor and fly fishing guide out here on the Chattahoochee. Reach out if there's anything I can help with. Again, I appreciate you watching, and tight lines. Have a good one.